Thermopolis Hot Springs, Wyoming with Oopsy Annie. Plus a brief stop in Kirby to pick up some Wyoming whiskey. Get a load of this old building from 1915. Why would a building in the middle of nowhere have such high security? Inquiring minds want to know. First, let's check out the hotel we'll be staying in. Hello there, it's Oopsy Annie, and I'm in Thermopolis, Wyoming. I'm here to visit the hot springs and take Jiffy Jeff over to a nearby town called Kirby, where he can get some of his Wyoming whiskey. I'm not a whiskey drinker, but Jiffy Jeff is, and apparently it's very good. And I'm staying at the Best Western in this historic hotel behind me. It is a Best Western now, but it wasn't always a Best Western. It's a little late in the day, so, I kind of like the way the sun is setting on the building. Very nice. Let me tell you a little bit about it. The Plaza Hotel is the only remaining hotel in Hot Springs State Park from the era of early commercialization. It was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1993. James Callahan and his wife Hazel operated the hotel for a short time after they had completed it in 1918. It was then called the Callahan Apartments. In 1921, Dr. P.W. Metz purchased the Callahan Apartments and he renamed it the Plaza Hotel and Apartments. The beautiful two-story structure provided lodging for people seeking access to the healing waters of the Big Spring. It originally housed 70 rooms divided into 14 sections, each hall containing a common bathing room. Check out the interior. There's the front desk, a nice little meeting room. This is where we'll get breakfast in the morning. The hotel has hot spring water pumped in for guests to soak in it. It is very sulfuric in its odor. Oops, there's someone here, so we're gonna walk on by and I'm gonna show you a picture of me soaking in the sulfur-rich water. It was quite toasty, warm, and very clear, and very stinky. I wanted to leave the water on my skin, let it dry, do its little medicinal work on me. I tolerated it for about 2 hours before I had to take a bath and wash it off. It's pretty stinky. Jeff and I are only staying here one night, and we thought we'd make it really special by having a suite. We have a nice little living area with a fireplace, some rustic furniture. See, nice and cozy. And we did enjoy it. We had the fire that evening. Going into the bedroom, we find Bilbo chilling on the bed. We did pay a pet fee, and he is a very tidy dog, so we think it's okay. Oh, and look at our view out our window. It's old-fashioned windows, by the way, so we did open it up and get fresh air during the night. Wyoming fresh air makes for a good night's sleep. Here is the bathroom. Hello, hello. And it was a nice bathroom, and it did have a soaking tub, which I took advantage of. You can see our swimsuits, our stinky swimsuits hanging up, smelling of sulfur. And then I had Epsom salt that was lavender scented, and I got all that sulfuric smell off, and it was wonderful. Good soap. For dinner, we went to Dairyland and Hot City Coffee, where we got a classic burger and fries, just like in the 1950s. We took our meal right down the road to the Hot Springs Park, where we had a picnic. And then we went on a wonderful walk, enjoying the sights, which are gorgeous. Look at all the colors. We learned that By looking at the colors of the algae and the water, we can see where the hottest water is. When it's a blue-green, that's hot, hot. When it starts to go orangey and lighter, then it's cooling down. While filming this, I could feel the steam and the heat rising up from the water. This is the deepest area of the mineral hot springs. You can see that it is a deep green, deep bluish green. It's very, very hot. That's instant boil right there. And it was bubbling. See the steam rising up behind the buffalo artwork here? Which reminds me, we did go see the buffalo in the hills rising up behind the hot springs. So I'm going to be a little honest with you. It is absolutely beautiful, but the springs here are very sulfuric, so you got to get used to a light sulfur smell that's in the air. But you know, it's all good, it's natural, there's a lot of healthy in it, so it's better than exhaust fumes. There are so many other things that we could be smelling in this stinky, polluted world that we have. And this sulfur, it's all natural. I've been coming to Thermopolis for years, getting close to 30 years. I have been coming here very regularly because I had family in the area, and in fact one of my sisters lived in Thermopolis for a couple of years while she was in school, and she would rollerblade in this park over here in this gorgeous area. I always thought it was so neat that she could live in this area for 2 years, but it was during her education phase, and apparently she was awfully busy, but she did get in some good time outside. Now we're walking up. You see that water rushing down? That is the mineral spring water there that is coming down and merging. It's going to merge into that nice cooler water. Before, I have soaked right up here, and my skin was wonderful for a long time. It really softens the skin. And there you go. The water appears to be lower than it was when I came here and waded in this area several years ago. I know it was deeper. It was in the middle of summer during a hot day, and things do change. But we thought it would be fun to wade over here, and it kind of was, but it was kind of slimy. I'm sure this mud is probably pretty special, and I don't know, maybe you could put some on your face, let it dry, and take it off, and you have yourself a nice facial. Isn't that just glorious? It's like kind of prehistoric looking. And I've been across that bridge across there many times. I'm here with Jiffy Jeff and Bilbo Baggins, and when we walked out there earlier, I didn't have my camera, but Jiffy Jeff Jiffy Jeff does not enjoy that experience, so we bypassed it. It is very bouncy, and it does sway. And if you are sensitive to motion or heights, it is a little bit uncomfortable. All right, isn't this amazing? And beyond that, some years ago, around the bend and around another bend, there were high school kids that were diving off a rocky ledge into this river. And I would say they were dropping quite a ways. And I watched a couple of them, but it was precarious and more than a little scary. And if I was their mom, I'd say, no way. Oh, I wish you could all be here listening to this water dribbling down the side. and then the sound of the gurgling of the river. It's a really, I think I'm gonna go to sleep standing right. Thermopolis, everybody. Thermopolis, Wyoming. It's a little remote. You got to do some driving even from the nearest airport, but it's worth it. I stopped by to see this structure called a teepee fountain for the first time in many years. I'm thinking it's been nearly 30 years, and I am amazed at how much it has grown and how they've made it fancy for tourists to walk around it. I gotta tell you, I'm actually thunderstruck by how much bigger this thing has gotten. That's amazing. It's called a teepee fountain. It was built in 1909 to vent steam from hot mineral water that was piped throughout the park. All right, so you can see how it has changed from 1920 to 1930 to 1950. I wished I could see it from 1988 or 86 when I first came to today, because I know it didn't look like that, and there definitely wasn't this ramp around it so people can get up close and walk around it. I am impressed. The last few years that I had been here, because I'd been near it before, I just kind of didn't come by and check it out again. And I gotta tell you, that thing has grown. Thank you for watching this Oopsie Annie video. Love all life around you. Be inspired. Be grateful. Birth joy. Ta-ta now. Bye-bye.